Now, I like to work in terms of patterns, and I think of this song as 3 chords and 2 riffs. Now, we play those 3 chords and a riff, 3 chords and a riff. The 3 chords are very simply E, D, and an A. Now, we're not playing the whole chord, but we're playing the first 3 notes of every chord. So for E, I'm going to play just the 6th, 5th, and 4th string. For D, I'm going to play just the 4th, 3rd, and 2nd string. And then for A, just the 5th, 4th, and 3rd string. Now, of course, we know that E is played once, and we can hear that D and A are both played 3 times. So, all together, we've got the first 3 notes of E played once. The first 3 notes of D played 3 times. And the first 3 notes of A played 3 times. One last note on the chords before we look at the 2 riffs. It's nice to let chords ring out, but in this case, we're going to choke them a little bit. We're going to mute when we finish the chords. So I'm going to play E, and instead of letting it ring out, I'm going to take my right palm and I'm going to place it on the strings. Just like that. I'll do the same thing when I've hit my D 3 times. Same thing with the A. This is going to give it more of a punchy feel rather than letting it ring out. And we can hear the difference. Let me play through these chords, letting them ring out a bit. Now I'll choke them. There's a big difference, and it sounds a lot more like the original song when we mute with our palm. Now, we have 2 riffs that we need to put in between these chords. For example, we'll play our chords and then riff 1, and then our chords and then riff 2. Now, here's riff number 1. Let's take that bit by bit. We need pull-offs and we need bends. Now, real quick, if you don't know what those are, pull-offs are when we play a note, we pick and we hold the fret, and then we pull our finger down and back to pull off. Now we play the open string without picking it. So for example, I can play the 3rd fret of the 1st string, and then without picking, I'll hold my pick away. I'm going to pull my finger down and back to open up that string. I'll do the same thing on the 2nd string. I'll pull off and have my finger kind of land on that 1st string to stop it. Finally, on the 3rd string, we need to use a bend. So I'm going to hold down the 2nd fret of the 3rd string. I'm going to bend it up and back down, and then pull off again. So all together. Now, pulling off that last note can be difficult, especially after a bend. So we have absolute freedom to pick the open third string instead. Now let's speed that up and put it after our chords and see where we're at in the song. Well, that's sounding pretty good so far, but we need our second riff. Now this one is going to center around one note. And that note is the 2nd fret of the 5th string. So we're going to focus on this note, and we're going to kind of work our way up to that note. I'm playing this note, and then the 4th fret of the 6th string. We'll play that center note again, and this time the open 5th string. Once again, we'll play that same center note and then the 1st fret of the 5th string, and then that center note twice. So we can think about it as one steady note, and the lower note raises up to it. So all together, the riff. Now, let's put that in the context of our chords. Well, all right. Now we've got our 3 chords, riff number 1, our 3 chords again, and riff number 2. Let's see if we can play it all together, nice and slow. That sounds like Back in Black to me. One other note here. This is the way a lot of people teach Back in Black, and it is the right way to play the song in many ways. But there's one little trick that I like to do, and it's the second time around in the chords. We play something called an A over C sharp instead of an A. And if we do it this way, you may think that it sounds more like the original song. I believe that it does. So here are the first time through our chords. And then the second time through our chords, I'm going to play the first 3 notes of an A, but instead of an open 5th string, I'm going to use my pinky to reach the 4th fret. Let's try the whole riff one more time using this A over C sharp the second time through.